realtors. He did a training with us in April. Write a review, and it was like, oh, the things I learned, I was consistent with the posting. And I know even my Sandra at the office was saying, this man comes for site inspection, he's always posting videos, he's always doing, like everything we said, he's doing it, and the results showed. And I just want, it's just very humbling for me, but more instructive that it is what you do after the 9 to 5, it's what you do, because for him, it was like, after
he came back, eating spree. It's like 8 slices of bread. I had to sit him down. I said, we need to have a discussion. You can't be doing 8 slices. Bread now is not a joke.
It's not.
Please, let's be doing 4, then 2 is okay. Gradually, let's start coming
He's
down.
a boy, Abi.
He's a boy.
Abi Alancho. Away actually. Not one. You shall let the children eat.
How you doing? No, but they never reach your side.
Bad fall yesterday.
Oh.
I was walking upstairs when I don't know whether it was my Slido that I pulled, and then this
Into next year. This year we're going to Drapa and do party. She's been very ill.
Like my heart just yesterday. So my mom called me that your daddy is not feeling fine. I said, Bashiru, go to daddy's house. Go and carry him to the hospital.
Yeah.
Then whatever it is, you know.
So she's actually very strong. It's just a physical issue, but she's amazing, you know. And she's sick now. And we come back, look at the front pages, up the paper. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Okay, we're going to start with the nation. Hardly any story on the front page. Edum, why banks should pay levy on forex windfall. Sean protests ACF Ohaneze tells youth. Why banks should pay levy on forex windfall, says Edum. And bandits, other non-state actors now engage in illegal mining, says Chief of Army Staff. Okay, which story?
So the Nigerian Army General Tarid Lagbaja said this at the opening of a 3-day retreat for past and present commanders of Nigerian Army operations in Northwest yesterday. And they had a retreat with the theme reappraising the Nigerian Army's approach to tackling insecurity in the Northwest. And that was held at the Nigerian Army Resource Center, NAC, in Abuja. So Lieutenant General Lagbaja, represented by the Chief of Operations, Major General Benson Tijen, said the activities of the non-state actors have continued to impact the security environment across the country, despite unrelenting efforts by the Army and other security agencies to flush them out. He said the current security challenges the nation is facing volatile, complex, and fluid, which varies from one security situation is made complex and persistent by, the people who are engaging in the banditry, illegal mining, cattle rustling, and others. In other parts of the country, a different type of insecurity issues that are there, and they are just finding ways to work around it to see how they can sort the issues one after the other. And it was a call to the Army to keep doing what they are doing. Yeah.
Okay, let me take the Ahaneze Indigbo and ACF, that's the Arewa Consultative Forum, have said that they've dissociated themselves from the planned protest, according to them, by some shadowy groups. So the ACF National Chairman Mike Osuman said that the indices that track human progress concerning the North are totally behind, and he has said that they, the ACF, remain committed The Indigo also came to said that the statement they're saying specifically this opportunity to reiterate our position with respect to the widely publicized national protest. They have directed that the Igbos used not to join
Millions of Nigerians are suffering under the weight of economic policies that have exacerbated poverty and deprivation. He also said that the National Bureau of Statistics revealed that approximately 123 million Nigerians live below the extreme poverty line, with the international families into the brink of diary times that call for dialogue, not discord. Okay. There's need for compassion and understanding from the authorities.
So I want to take the story on the new proposed Finance Act, 2023 Finance Act before the National Assembly, and it contains the fact that there will be levy on capital gains, say forex windfall, and the minister of those transactions will now be split by
50-50
between the banks and the government, saying that the government is going through a whole lot trying to increase revenue, and banks are declaring profits. So they've given this instruction that all banks, since March, a circular was sent out that all banks should not spend the profit from their forex on manufacturers suffered a 1.7 trillion naira loss based on forex. They couldn't tax them. So if you are making profit, we will tax you. If you're, and it shouldn't be called, he said it shouldn't even be called tax, it's a levy to support the government from the profit they are making. Then the Senate addressed the fact that it will not affect Nigerians, because many Nigerians are there.
Government saying 50-50 when they can come sit down, dialogue,
Like
and negotiate.
or 60-40.
Yes.
But there was an act already, so it's been passed last year. I think it was last year. Moving on now to the Punch. Fuel crisis, marketers project 700 billion naira monthly subsidy. Nigeria records $1 billion international transfer inflows in 3 months. Immigration officer, 3 others arraigned for drug trafficking. Mastermind of Abuja General's murder nabbed in Kano. Edo, you could Do you have any stories inside?
Yes, I took a story inside. So the Commissioner of Police, FCT, Mr. Bennett Igwe, has paraded the alleged mastermind of the armed robbery gang that killed Brigadier General Uwe Mudokwere, retired, in Abuja. That happened in June. So he said the police also appealed to residents of Abuja not to join the proposed protest against economic hardship, so that they do not destroy all the infrastructure that have been put in place by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, on the arrest of the mastermind, they said that last time they were able to show 4 kidnappers related to the case of killing the Brigadier General Udokwere, but now they were able to now get the main person, that's the organizer of the killing, and they were able to recover the general's gun that was with him. They recovered wristwatch of the general's wife, jewelry, everything that was robbed from the general's house. And they said that they had arrested him before, but then he was released during the jailbreak that happened at some point. And instead of him to repent, he had more audacity to continue. And, the day that they attacked the general's house, he said he had rented a hotel in the general's estate. It was from the hotel that he was now coordinating the kidnapping that happened. And by the time they went to his residence, they were able to recover drugs, that they were taken to be high to be able to carry out the armed robbery that happened. And so many other things that they found.
Okay, so Punch went on investigative journalism and tried to give us some more bad news concerning our power sector. So in Lagos yesterday, according to Punch, not Punch, Vanguard actually, my sister apologies, according to Vanguard investigative journalist Udeme Akpan, the energy editor, he went to do some findings and he found that there are 10 deep-seated problems facing the power sector and the inability of our government and the stakeholders to find lasting solutions to them. These 10, let me just read it in a nutshell. It says inadequate gas supply, improper coordination of plants and gas pipelines, lack of operating spinning reserve and voltage support scheme, lack of reliable supervisory control, that's this data acquisition, SCADA vandalism, tripping of critical infrastructure lines, lack of reliable communication facility, lack of so many others. Anyway, the point is, even if, according to him, SCADA is a system used for controlling, monitoring, analyzing, and stabilizing, even somehow we're able to get this done, it's still going to take months for them to negotiate, and then before they ship those infrastructure in, for the implement. So whether we like it or not, continuous power shutdown of the collapse of our electricity system is inevitable and is imminent at all times. So we're going to have to face that for a while until they bring in the infrastructure to fix it. But that might take a while, according to this editor. Okay, moving on.
Supposed to have cement to that. No, I have a story in Tribune.
Final story for today, or final paper for today is the Nigerian Tribune. Don't undermine federalism, political parties, others warn. Enugu security forces issue stern warning to sit-at-home promoters. Land use charge crisis between Oyo government TCN affecting our members, says MAN. FG moves to resolve crude supply dispute with Dangote refinery. There will be national crisis if APC does not allow free, fair poll in Edo. Obaseki threatens. Okay, which story?
I'm taking a story about the Land Use Act, Land Use Charge Crisis. So the Oyo state government has already sent a message to they sealed the Ibadan electric distribution company, and they sealed it because they had not paid land use charge. Yeah. In sealing it, the IBEDC sent a message to all their customers within a particular area that they will not be able to supply power. So the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, based in Oyo, said that their members are complaining because they are having to run their generating sets for days, that the government should please have a conversation with Ibadan Distribution Company and get into a solution that would provide ease for the manufacturers within Ibadan. A large community is being affected. I don't even want to go into listing them, but it's a large community being affected by the power outage. And the distribution company has closed shop that since you want us to pay land and you sealed our office, we will not work. And that means we will not supply power. So putting pressure on the government to find a solution. I think that I know the government is doing their own too, based on the fact that Ibadan Disco cut them off.
Yeah.
So it was a retaliation, if you remember. The distribution company cut them off. They sealed the office. Nigerians are suffering. So please, your state governor, in between all of this, let's find a peaceful resolution that would help the citizens of your states. Thank you. You're just tired.
Everywhere.
Are we done?
Yes, we are done.
That's all we can take. We do this for 11 years. And you're like, same story. And you're thinking, okay, are we really moving forward? Yeah. Sometimes this power issue, sabotage, internal sabotage, Nigerians, we the people, frustrating the efforts. Sometimes I just get tired. That's all we can take on Front Page Review today. When we come back, move on to our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
I wish to welcome you all to the Global Technology Africa Summit.
Our work encompasses a range of initiatives shaping a brighter future for Africa through the power of technology.
And I love talking about Nigeria's digital environment because you have some of the best laws on the continent.
How can we use technology to enhance productivity? We can change the narrative and get our people to invest more in technology.
We need Africa to help us all together solve the problems that the world is facing. We're doing that, but we can't do it without Nigeria.
As the morning light filters in, the Max Breakfast kickstarts your day from the bedside.
We bring you the morning vibe and plenty of ginger to start your day right.
Join us on the Max Breakfast as we help you seize your day one step at a time. On Max Hits, we've got the ultimate playlist for you. We give you back-to-back.
And all the biggest news from the world of entertainment. Only on Max Hits.
Area! Waiting the apple, waiting the shop. Tune into our award-winning waiting the 102.3 Max FM.
Lagos, Nigeria, you're welcome to the Max Drive.
Whether you're there for inside motor, you're there for inside traffic, we're there for you with the Max Doing.
You know what it is. It's the Max House Party. King Dion, DJ Charlie Shee. Let's go!
102.3 Max FM. Hit music for Lagos.
Hello, Niger. The time is right because the prize is right here. Be a part of our turbocharged studio audience for a chance to win amazing and mouth-watering prizes on The Price is Right. Visit www.
Thanks for staying with us. We have a sponsored segment from Sterling Bank. Thanks for so Sterling Bank, in collaboration with the Lagos State Health Management Agency (LASHMA), strategically set up medical booths in informal business areas, which will serve as initial access points for basic medical care. Joining us on the show to shed more light on this is the Divisional Head, Business Growth and Transactional Banking, Sterling Bank, Mr. Obinna Ukachukwu. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning. So we see that you're collaborating with LASHMA. Tell us about this collaboration.
So we partner with LASHMA to get to improve the access to care, healthcare services to the most vulnerable part of society. Now, usually when we talk about delivering healthcare, improving access to healthcare, many times we tout telemedicine as an option, but we discovered that many people don't even have access to these telemedicine platforms. Data is expensive, and they don't just get what they need to get when they get on these platforms. So we decided to bring telemedicine to the people. So it's like a physical and digital approach to lowering the barriers to access to care. Secondly, we thought, again, we looked at the society, and we know that a lot of people leave their houses in the mornings to informal business segments, informal business, where informal businesses converge in the markets, in the motor parks. And when they're sick, they usually wouldn't want to leave their business areas, go back home to get care. That's why they resort to, what's it called? Self-medication, and in some cases they allow their health state deteriorate to a point where when they now have access to care, it becomes too expensive. So what did we decide to do? It was to take these health services into the middle of where they do their businesses. So if they just feel sick, they can walk into the health booth and get care and go back to their businesses.
Okay.
That's what we partnered. Well, that's why we partnered last month.
Okay.
Okay. So what's the inspiration behind the Ilera booths and the Eco Health booths?
Idea, like I said earlier, the idea was to lower barriers to accessing healthcare. We wanted people not to deteriorate so much in their health before they access care. And that's why we brought this solution to where the businesses converge. That's pretty much the idea. But again, you see, the reason why it is a Lashma initiative is that we know that there is no way you can sustain healthcare delivery in a country or in the state without health insurance. So people are not required to pay for care when they actually need care, but they're required to contribute a little when they are well, so that when they're sick, they can actually have access to care. And that's why we had to merge the demand side and the supply side together, as in we had to bring them together in something like a consortium to ensure sustainability of the initiative.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask about how does Stellenbosch identify the different courses that they want to go into partnership and innovation with?
Oh, so generally, Stellenbosch, we serve human beings, and if they're not human beings in Nigeria, then Stellenbosch would not exist. And Stellenbosch believes that for you to serve human beings well, the human beings need to be alive, they need to be productive, the businesses need to be efficient. So that's why we sort of major on 5 pillars. We've got the health, we've got education, we've got renewable energies, we've got transport, and we've got agriculture. So the heart, the pillar is called the heart strategy of Sterling. Everything that concerns that human beings use to become alive, to be alive, and to sustain their businesses. That's what we're quite heavy on that in those sectors. If you look at in the transport sector, we have partnered Lagos State on Fair Pay. We currently are the ones partnering Lagos with the LASRA ID cards that will enable people to just tap and pay for their transport fees. And across the country, we have been partnering different governments in development of sustainable healthcare systems. In Bayelsa, we had established a very efficient drug revolving chain that ensures that people in hard-to-reach areas have drugs when they need them. We've done a lot with Cross River. In fact, the first drone service in Nigeria that delivers health consumables to hard-to-reach area. Sterling Bank was part of the consortium that launched that in Kaduna. So anything that really keeps people alive, that impacts the life of the people we serve, we like to enable. We vote for it, and we enable those sectors.
Okay, so what impact do you anticipate the Ilera Eco healthcare booths will have on the Lagos community?
A healthier community, you know, with the Ilera Eco booths, and you remember when it was launched, the revised NHIS Act says that everyone must have a health insurance. And of course, in Lagos State now, with the executive order, everyone in Lagos State needs to be in the health insurance pool. We expect a healthier community, that's number one. We expect the unit cost of delivering primary health care to go down significantly. As a result of this, we expect a deepening of the health insurance pool across Lagos State as a result of this, because yes, we've launched 5, we're going to 300 locations across the different local council development areas, local government areas in Lagos State. It's just like bringing health very close to where people stay. People converge every day. It's also going to lead to the reduction in self-medication, because there is no need going into the pharmacy to get the self-medicate when you can quickly walk into a booth and talk to a doctor.
Right. So when Nigerians see Sterling Bank partnering with Ilera Eco, they're thinking, okay, are they going to sort out affordability? Is it going to be accessible, easier, cheaper to access this booth without having to pay? So could you tell us a bit about the affordability of this service with Ilera Eco?
Yeah, to actually access the service at the booths, you need to be on the standard JARA plan that was launched by the Lagos State Health Management Agency. In fact, I usually give the Lagos State Health Management Agency a thumbs up. They pretty much lead in most of these access to care initiatives across the country. Dr. Zamba is doing a very great work in that particular department. We have, in order to enable the spread of their plan, what we've said is we're going to make it possible for people in the markets to pay in bits. At the moment, people can pay per month. I think it's less than 2,000 naira per month. But we're going to a stage where we can collect as little as 100 naira every day, as little as 80 naira every day. So we're going to make it, through Sterling Bank is going to enable people pay very little consistently in order to access the service there. So it doesn't matter whether one can cough out 15,000 naira, 18,000 naira, whatever it is, at any point in time. But we will enable them to pay, even if it's daily, for these to get access to this care when they're sick.
Yeah, so what initiatives are you putting in place to ensure that every segment of the society is aware of this Ilera Eco booth?
Well, first, we're talking to you here.
One.
We shouldn't be taking it. That's one of it. We're taking time to educate everyone that this is not an elite thing. It is real. Okay. The government and the private sector, we have come together to say, we want this access to health to happen. We want it to work. We want it to be sustainable. And that's why you have a huge private sector play here. So it's irrespective of the cycle of government, the private sector is here. And that's why the government actually chose to partner with the private sector. We're going to go around the local council development areas, around the local government areas, around the markets, making the campaigns, educating people to say, you think you're well, but if your neighbor is sick, you really are not well. So you've got to contribute to the pool to ensure that your neighbor can get care when he's sick and you can get care when you're sick. Healthcare is something that we don't expect people to be taking care of their health and also be looking over their shoulders for their finances. And that's why when you're well, when you're active and working, you should be able to set out a little sum periodically so that we can take care of you when you're sick. This really, beyond the standard JARA plan, we're going to lead the charge for education on why it's important to the individual and the community that healthy people that are working pay for health care in order to get care when they're sick.
Okay, so I wanted to ask about how widely spread are these booths? You know, where are they currently positioned, and what's the target to have more? Where are we expecting to see them?
We launched with 5 booths currently that are fully operational, and we're going to 300 in a very short while. We will be coming back here to tell you when we hit the 50 mark, the 100 mark, the 300 mark, and it's going to be around the local council development areas. It's going to be in markets, in wherever you've got businesses converging, small businesses converging. We're going to put those booths there because that's actually the target, to ensure that people don't need to leave their businesses. We support businesses. We don't expect them to leave their businesses when they're sick. They should be able to get care when they're sick.
Okay, so the booths, I hope they are situated close to a hospital in case there is an emergency case or something that the doctors in the booths will not be able to handle.
Oh yeah, so you see, there are not even physical doctors in the booths. The doctors in the booths are virtual doctors. So we've created a system where, yes, you've got a community health worker, but you've got a screen where you can speak to a doctor. Now, these booths are mapped to different hospitals in quote. We sort of geo-map them, and the people that are participating that use the services in this booth already have a primary health physician where they are registered to. So we've created those links, and yes, they exist. We've really talked about this, and we've talked about the sustainability too. That's why earlier I said there's no way we would have invested in putting this on ground if it's not tied into insurance, because it's only insurance, health insurance, that can make for sustainable healthcare development and services.
Okay, so I mean, finally now, so somebody is listening to you and saying, okay, they're going to look up for one of the booths. So what's the procedure? Do they have to go to Ilera Eco's website to register before they pay the insurance, before they know that they have access to the booth? What's the next step? Now that they've heard you?
First, they can just go into the booth and get registered. And secondly, they can go into Ilera Eco, the Ilera Eco website, and get registered. And a couple of the partners, I know Ilera Eco has a couple of the partners that help them to distribute the services. Those details are on the website. So you can register on the website, and you can just walk into the booth and register. What I'll tell everyone is just look out for a booth near you, and if you don't have one near you, one is coming close to you very soon.
Thank you very much, Mr. Obina. We're speaking to the Chief Growth Officer, Sterling Bank. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's go on a short break now and come back and move on to our next segment. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, make welcome the one who can make time stand still forever, Mr. Kelechi Amadi. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, my brother.
You love that intro, Abi?
Yeah. It was great.
Okay,
Thank you.
We try like that.
Thank you.
Now my question, which I feel is a cheap question.
Oh, go ahead.
What does ISO stand for?
That is it. I think I'll drink.
No, you're joking.
I'm not joking.
No. Shay, you didn't whine me. You're whining me now.
I think I'll drink. Huh? No problem.
Okay.
I've always known this as ISO. I never bothered to know what it means. I know what it means, but I never bothered to know what the acronym is. Tell me the brand of camera that I use, so much so that I even became an ambassador. That's very easy. It's out there.
It's supposed to be, yeah.
I just said, let me give you this one as a token of my appreciation.
Sony.
Drink!
No, I'm not done. You did not say final answer.
It's final answer.
You did not ask me if that was my final answer.
You don't have any choice again. It's only
Nikon.
How many cameras do they have?
Nikon.
My friend to drink. I gave you a very easy something.
Nikon now.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty.
My name na Chika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire.
My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen.
And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, pigeon.
I'm gonna bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show say now my husband be this.
This na wetin you want.
After that day, the man
you no go see am again. If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're moving to our hot topic of today. A story online that we saw about an 18-year-old girl who was allegedly dating a 27-year-old young man. According to her, they had started dating when she was about 16 and gave her about ₦1 million. And then also she said that the man gives her family money regularly. According to her, she said she can't even count how much money the man has given her family. And they've been dating since she was 16. Now, this is a reality a lot of young teenagers are facing out there. The reason why this story caught our attention is because it's becoming an epidemic where young girls see that they need to date older men to help them help with their family. And parents seem to be okay allowing their teenage daughters date all sorts of people because of the financial support they get from these relationships. What are your thoughts on this? Obviously, we all agree that these are immoral behavior. However, the fact that it's become so much more prevalent in today's times is the conversation. Even the confidence and the audacity, a young girl will tell you, yes, I'm dating 25, I'm dating a 35-year-old man, big deal. How do we, therefore, begin to retrace our steps in how to fix this going forward? That's our conversation this morning. You can join the conversation by calling us 081-0764-1679, 090-241-63440. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweets. You know, when I read this story, what came to mind was many years ago when I was a very shielded young girl. And there was a girl, I think her name was Fatima. Fatima was, we were both like 17-ish. And she was dating somebody who just finished in the university. And he was really giving her lots of money. Now, she was one of those who were raised by a single mother. And her father was in jail and stuff like that. So she had really tough issues. She had daddy issues. So this young guy was now practically feeding her mother. Her mother had her when she was very young. My mother was about maybe 14 or 15. So she and her mother, like, they were really hustling. And it was quite interesting how she was depending on this guy. And it wasn't a big deal. In their society in the US then, it wasn't a big deal. I mean, hey, you're supporting my family. Yeah. And the guy felt like it was his responsibility to support. Wow. And it was normal. But now, flashback, it's coming back, and I'm thinking, to us, it's still very weird for a young girl.
Weird for you.
It's weird for some of us to be seeing it, that how can you be depending on, how can you be dating a 27-year-old if you're a 16-year-old? That for us is still weird, and in society, it's okay. What are your thoughts on it when it came to you? How do we even get here? I hate asking that question.
No, I don't.
How do we get here?
Surprisingly,
because we know how we got here.
Yeah. It does not feel so weird to me. Oh. It doesn't even feel wrong to me. Because there's just 9 years between them, and there's 10 years between me and my husband. So really, I don't even see
but you didn't get married
drama.
At 16.
Yes, I did not see what the drama really is about. Because she's 16 when she met a 25-year-old. Okay. They're both young. It's 9-year gap. They're both young, and at 16 you can. While you might not be able to, you might regret some choices you make at 16. If you have the maturity, you can actually make an informed decision at 16. Besides, every movie we watch as young children, especially for women, every romantic novel we read as young girls, what we see is, he comes, a knight in shining armor, he sweeps me off my feet, takes care of my needs, pays all my bills, and I'm dressed, sleeping happily ever after. So why are we surprised that the young girls now don't expect somebody who will sweep and take care of her needs? We've watched Cinderella's story. What's the difference? What's the difference between Sleeping Beauty is even a princess? What's the other cartoon?
Snow White.
Snow White is a princess. The Cinderella. Cinderella was a poor girl. We always see poor girls get taken by a big man who will come and change their life. So everybody is hoping that somebody big will come and change my life. And I was brought up that to think it is wrong. So when I had proposition with people that had money, I would run away from them, and I feel like I suffered unnecessarily. I'm happily married by the way, but a lot of my girlfriends at that time, age mates, I like ahead of them, and they enjoyed the perks of life a bit earlier than I did because of the hustle that the guy had made to bring them comfort. It is if the lady is feeling entitled to the fact that you must take care of my entire family as a responsibility. I feel wrong with entitlement. I do not agree with entitlement, but I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman enjoying being taken care of by...
At 16.
Yes. 16. So I like how I like where you went to. Yeah, I like where you went to. And that has been the reality for so many people, right? It was just a few of us, Mariah, they're almost the same category, that like our age mates or our age grade. I know growing up, many people I knew always, wanted somebody that was way older than them because they see the person to have the ability to take care of them. But where I wanted to start was, looking at it from the failure of parenting. In a way that a 16-year-old should still be on that, like in our culture here, because we don't have a culture of working our children, right? They should still be under the care of their parents, where their parents do their best to provide at least their basic needs. So you have money for your undies, you have money for your hair, you have just small things, have allowance for the week and all of that, so that you can buy some of the things you need as a young girl. Now, what I see is that most of the time, some parents they do not have the culture of providing for their daughters. And now these daughters go out into the streets hunting for any man who can provide for them. And once I've seen people who negotiated, I will date you if you can buy my jump form. That's how bad it got, growing up. I will date you if you can pay for my WAEC. I will date you if you can buy me soap and cream regularly. Some of those things that the parents should be able to cater for, at least to a level. We're not saying you must be rich to be able to care for your children in certain ways. It's just about the care. Now, I also noticed that there's another epidemic for most of these parents who are caught up in this web, who are not working. So I have a couple of young girls around me, and the way they were hustling, I had to ask, what do your parents do? Because I passed through this level, right? And I had a hustling spirit naturally. I loved hard work and everything I hustled and did was from the comfort of my father's house, where I would fry, because I didn't want to be idle, I'll fry chin-chin, I'll put it, there's a shop in front of my father's house, I'll put there, I'll bake cake, I'll put there, just let me just be doing other things. But I was not out in the street hustling and sending money home. So I had to ask them. I said, please, what does your father do? He said, nothing. What does your mother do? Nothing. So these full-grown parents wake up in the morning, sitting down at home. They're not doing anything. They had this particular family had about 3 girls. And it's the girls that are hustling in the streets and sending money home. It's painful. That's the angle I want to look at it for. I don't have an issue with anybody who wants to date an older person. You know, so all of us have different preferences. I've heard young girls who say, I prefer way older men, and it's okay, right? But the fact that the parents have failed, deliberately failed in their duties. We're not saying you must be rich to be able to take care of your daughters. You should be able to work and set the examples of work for these people. How do you stay morning till night? Nothing. This child sees you that you don't do anything, and then you are demanding, and they will not only care for you, you will still collect money from them to pay tithes and offering, and you're not asking questions. Where is this money coming from? So that's what we need to tackle. The decadence in the society, to the extent that as you are giving birth to these girls, you are waiting for them to get to a certain age where they start taking care of you. There's a time for children to take care of their parents. When they become adults, they are now working. Of course they will take care of their parents, but at that early age, putting the burden on those children is too much. Growing up in the universities, we had girls who, thankfully, there were 2 sides to it. There were girls who now decided to enter runs because they had to take care of themselves and send money home. There were other girls who started doing crafts, who could make hair and all of that, so that they could, but I know the burden. When this girl is supposed to be reading, she's plaiting hair because her mother has not eaten, her father has not eaten.
But you know, but the reality is there's poverty in the land.
Years old.
16 years.
We'll come to the 16-year-old now. We'll come to the 16 or 18. Okay, she started dating at 16. Now she's 18. But the point which BC had raised, there is poverty in the land. There are people who lost their jobs by no fault of theirs. Their businesses went down, and they are just dependent. You know, we have that mentality that my children will take care of me. That the reason why I struggled and hustled to get you to university is so that at somehow you can able to. I mean, that was the mentality we grew up with. Now we're trying to change that narrative. But whether we like it or not, some people are still within that framework to say, okay, my child take care of me. So
from 14,
whether we like it or not, there are poor people who don't have anything.
From 14, you should be hustling, but
that's the mentality I'm saying.
Okay,
but your own children are 14, at least hustling. Our children are going to be hustling at 14. We want the life to be better for our children.
I'm trying to even process it in the sense that I have a 16-year-old girl in the house. I'm just imagining the idea that she has gone out, she's dating one guy and bringing money to you. Am I sitting down and doing? What am I doing at that age? She's still a baby. If you see the way she behaves, she still plays with dolls and all of these things. Then you will now come and tell me that she should.
So you have a 16-year-old.
She still plays with dolls. If you see her bed, she has all different types of with different names and all. Then you are now telling me that she's dating somebody, and I'm comfortable with the fact that she's dating someone.
But the strokes for the
getting money and bringing
wrong in the
mentality. Something wrong.
Historically, a 15-year-old woman is a woman in historic terms, and she can run a home. She's brought up that way. There are some people that are 17, 18, and they're still babies. And there are some 17, 18 that if you stand by them as a 40-year-old, they've seen more of life than you as a 40-year-old. And they can educate you. It is just a case of having the maturity to handle what you don't choose what happens to you. As you don't choose your parents, you don't choose your reality. What you do is make the best out of what has happened to you. So I don't support the underage relationships. Let me just put that out there. But I'm not going to sit down here and behave like it does not happen. Hello, as that when I was 13, I had a girlfriend, I had a female classmate that was already in a relationship at 13. There are many, even as at this 15, 16 we're talking about. Somebody, a family friend said she just picked up she just saw her spirit. She felt the Holy Spirit thing that she picked up her son's phone and checked the chat and saw a chat from a girl that is 16 saying that you cannot be 15. You're so handsome, you cannot be 15. I'm just a few months older than you. What do you think about a girlfriend? The girl is 16.
She's shooting her shot.
The boy exactly. They met. This woman had sheltered her children. She has 3 boys like me. So we had conversation, and she was like, they met at a cousin's house. So she's they're all age group. You feel they're all okay. It's a lie. People have exposure that you have no idea about, and the public can handle it. Doesn't mean it is right, but we must acknowledge that conversation and give room. So with this girl at 16, meeting and dating someone that is 25, as long as the financial benefit she's getting for family is not transactional, I do not feel there's if it is not transactional, Meaning that I'm not saying, oh, come to my house, cook and
do you
sleep
know
with me.
How is it not transaction? It's transactional now.
Because love is giving.
The guys pay for
something.
He's paying for something and there's something going on.
And I wait. When I was really young, my parents used to have had shops among Igbo people. Igbos would look at a girl at 15 and they will be grooming. There's nothing will happen, but they will take care of the girl till like 18, 21 and marry the girl. All the investment of the previous year is just because I will marry this girl. No, so let's not make it look like this is one size fit all. She's doing the other room to get money. No, it might not.
Okay, let me take this call from Otikili. Good morning. Thanks for calling. Good morning. You're live.
Okay.
Don't listen to the TV. You're live. Go ahead. I can hear you. I have to disconnect that call. You see, you're going to say something.
Yes, I'm trying to remember what I wanted to say. So, the mindset is where the problem is, right? There's no issue in dating very young. Yes, I now remember what I wanted to say. We need to be very careful as parents so that we don't take away the innocence of our children.
That's it.
A lot of children mature way before they are ready to mature in that level because of what life has given to them. Now, the conversation is you, the parents, do not contribute to the life that will deal with your children. So give them that maturity before their time, right? So on a normal day, when you have a normal family and you have normal kids, there's a certain way these young children behave because they're still, aside from the protection, they're still very innocent. So their conversations, even when they're dating, their conversations they will have with their boyfriends, you know, that is just a normal conversation. There's, you know, my father's church at the time, from 16, you are allowed to date. And that dating is you hang out with supervision, you go to maybe eateries and stuff, everybody sits down, you gist, you just get to know one another. From time to time, they do church programs where they bring all the young children and everybody, okay, I'm dating this person. In fact, you're allowed to date more than one person so that you know their character and everything. But those sort of conversations we have are just for friendship. You know, for that connect, I want to understand this person, I like this person, okay, and all of that. And it's beyond that. Now, when a very young woman, young child, now starts having conversation of, you have to do this for my mother. You have to do this for my father. We have to pay school fees for my brother. That's where, no, it's not entitlement. She needs it. There's nothing entitled about it. She needs it. The brother may be kicked out of school because there's no school fees. And she has a man.
That's where the idea.
Yes, and she has a man that she's dating that is working. She will not ask. She will ask. So do not put deliberately, like I said, put your children in that position where they are making those very adultish decisions and choices.
Of course,
and giving something, because at that age, there's nobody, trust me, Nigerian man, that will date you, 16 years.
At that 16 years,
and be paying, calm down, and be paying bill for all your family member and will not collect.
No, he might not collect, I'm telling you.
Those people that you mentioned, calm down, no. Those people that you mentioned,
they will collect.
They used to collect. Which future?
No,
they collect now.
No, not necessarily.
I'm an Igbo person. I grew up in that place.
Not necessarily.
Yes, I grew up in that place, and I had friends growing up in secondary school that were in the mix of this. They were collecting. The only thing is, you are my wife. Please, let's be real.
Not all.
Let's be realistic.
Okay, yes,
Nigerian man just they put money like that, you know they collect.
You put his investing. He's investing. It's an investment.
That's why people cry.
Have you realized?
They cry.
Yes, now.
That's why they cry when the girl. I sent you to school.
They can cry.
I sent you to school. I've taken care of you and your entire family.
Yes.
It's
the money.
And then you now go and marry somebody else and say, I have access.
It's the money they spend, they're crying for, not the collecting. Because the money they were spending and collecting was for the future. So I'm collecting for life. But then you truncate it and now we cry. Please.
You guys,
so it's the mindset. Let me land my thoughts. Let me land my thoughts.
No.
So it's that mindset that is warped, which we are trying to get parents to understand. That to a certain level, you know, back in the days when they used to marry off, you leave the house, you become the responsibility of the man, and the man keeps you at home and he can do anything at any age, and you now quickly grow up to be able, in fact you are groomed to handle a house at that age. A lot of people are thrown into that because life happened to them and their parents were not responsible enough to just show up the gap for them. That's what I'm talking about. Parents, please do work.
At 16. Wait, let me pause you, Ramata. I'll come to you. Good morning, thanks for calling. I have a call from Abuja. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Well done. You say good morning to you. And I really enjoyed the discussion on the program today. My take on it actually is we have to realize that we are Africans. And, all these, how would I call it, the new inventions from the European world that make us to forget actually what we are or who we are. I don't see this as a big deal. Just like one of you mentioned that she has like 10 years interval between her husband and herself. Myself, I'm the same case. And development is not by age. We have to consider who is talking, who the matter is about, before we deliberate on this matter.
Right. Okay.
There are people of 25 that are not even matured up to somebody that is 15 years. You understand?
Yeah.
And I don't think a child of 16, 25 is too small. You understand?
To marry.
To be into a relationship.
Okay.
Although the 16 one, that girl of 16 years, I also accept that she's too little, but it depends on her level of maturity.
Interesting. Thank you. 16.
At 16, you should be engaged, doing something that will make you, make your life meaningful. It's not for you to be doing. Yes, at 16, it's a baby. It's not. You should be doing something meaningful. And I'm just even bothered about the parents that are comfortable because this one that made this video, the girl is dating. She's not even married. Because we in my place, we marry early. You understand? If you are in your husband's house, it's a different case. But you are dating at 16. I'm just comfortable.
Can I ask you guys,
with the fact that the parents are okay with it.
I can ask you guys this, and it's a very personal question I'm asking on national TV. Okay. When was your very first kiss? Was it not 15, 16?
No. It wasn't 16. In our calculation, my own calculation, it was wait till 18. Don't do any, don't date. Yes, we waited till I waited till 18 because I was just like, and I had plenty toasting.
Okay.
When I was 16, a man actually asked me out, and he was like a full-grown adult. And when we had the conversation, I was like, "You are twice my age." That was the word, because I can never forget it. I'm like, "You're exactly twice my age."
Okay.
Like 16 times 2, you are 32.
Right.
I cannot.
Yeah.
It can't correlate.
Right.
But it was easy he didn't know I was 16. He told me, he said, thinking like I was in my 20s because I looked like this right from then. So for some people, many people were arguing with me as that when I was 21, that I was older. Even as at 18, they felt like I was lying about my age. Some people till today believe I'm over 40, that I'm lying about my age. So the thing about life is some people, based on their physiology, they look more mature. Compared to, I have a lady in my office, even my kids were like, "How come she's working? Shouldn't she be in school?" I said, "No, she's in her mid-20s, but she's so petite and tiny. I'm sure when she was 16, nobody would even look at her thinking about
now.
the same thing."
Very small.
Auntie, answer my question.
When I finished secondary school? Yes, 17.
17. Wow. When was your first kiss?
Me, I think 20 something.
Wow. Yeah.
20
Why?
That was not a good one.
But it wasn't.
First was.
Maybe we didn't even have that deep.
No, it's not.
But like my first was 15.
Okay.
And I remember. No. I mean, I remember exactly where it happened and who it happened with exactly. Like it was such a really soulful, like.
Oh wow!
It was. I remember that
my very
I had
a boyfriend already, and
it was a downstairs staircase of my mom's sister's house. That has a house there. The landing was on my way to the airport. I was going back, and this guy, I know him very well, and he was like that kiss to say, "Okay, you're leaving. I might not see you again."
Oh.
And I got that really. I can still even almost remember it.
Wow.
It was linked to my trip, so I remember it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that. So when you're talking, I was thinking to myself that 15, 16, your kids are. So there's no way that you not meet somebody that wants to, but you also have to set those boundaries.
Yes, but
so
an
that comes to
innocent
training.
Kiss is an innocent first kiss. At least you get to that age where your body is raging and you can't understand yourself and people are liking you. And it was after secondary school for the first time that I was told I was fine. All the while in secondary school, I felt I was ugly. They were yabbing me back, left. And the first day I entered jam lesson, 2 boys fought for me. First day. I was not like,
I was like this.
I was not selecting boyfriends. I went to Lagos as well to register for another exam when I moved to Lagos. 2 boys too fought for me, Ayo and Leko. I will never forget.
So I want to also bring that up because there are some parents that are listening to us and their 16-year-olds are probably in that state. And they feel like the world has, we're very religious now. Compared to them, we're still on the verge. Right now, people are totally against their teenagers having those kind of emotions or having boyfriends or having, because they all pretend like they never had that situation in their own life. So it's important that we face these conversations because whether we like it or not, these teenagers as young as 14, 15, some of them are dating, they're accountable, they travel, you carry them to summer all the time. And their cousins are there, 14, having boyfriends, and I'm wondering, so you're allowed to have boyfriend? Yeah. We are not allowed though. No. Those kind of comparisons. So sometimes you need to open conversations so young people know what the options are and are able to choose.
And while that is really strong, the other side of dating older, for me, as I started I opened my studio at 21. Like I had a makeup studio that I opened at 21, which was when I met my husband. And we were not even dating. It was a case of, when I'm talking to somebody, when I was 21, talking to a 21-year-old was very, very... The conversation was not rich. See, me, I wanted to make money. I wanted to do business.
I was grown your mate.
Yeah, so I could not relate. And I was very into politics, into whatever is going on in the news, social issues. I would argue, as in a relationship with my husband, I would argue with his age mate at that time, and we were discussing politics, and I would be opinionated. So it was, people they didn't believe I was even, when we got married, they didn't believe I was 25. They felt I was older because I would voice my opinion easily. So it was a case of the level of maturity that I had. I could not even relate with people that were like close to me in age. So sometimes you need, when we make this blanket statement like, oh, how can you date somebody that is 5 years? How can you date like 10 years older than you? What were you thinking? The age gap, all of that. No. We also need to give room for the different personalities involved in the relationship.
At the age of 16.
That's what really young.
After you're
maybe
18.
When you're like 23, so and then you meet somebody that is 30.
You might see him at 16. Have the boundaries. We're not asking, don't engage. Don't engage.
I agree.
When you are not adult, then. So that's what we're trying to say here. But let me take this call. Olakunle, thanks for calling. You're live. Let's check. Good morning, sir.
Beautiful ladies there. This is a very interesting topic this morning. And what I just want to say is there's this saying that different strokes for different folks.
Yeah.
This is a kind of conversation that will not lead to general consensus. People will not be able to agree on a particular ground. And the reason is because different people will look at it from where life has put them. I like what one of our madam said there, that she has a 16-year-old girl who's still playing with dogs. I have my own 16-year-old girl that doesn't even know how to go to the road on her own because of where life has put her. But when I was at her age, I go to school myself and all of that. So she doesn't have the kind of maturity to even wash plates and cook egg well. So for her to now begin to talk about dating, but then you now have some people where life has put them. A 16-year-old is already taking the responsibility of a 25-year-old person.
Yeah.
If you come down north, if you go to Kano, if you go, the kind of life there is different from the life that you people live in Lagos. So based on that, however, every family now should be more concerned about the 1 million that is coming to them. Where is it coming from? Where is that guy getting that money? A 25-year-old guy should be thinking about to build a future and to help his own family. Where is he getting all that kind of money? Which is getting his legitimate wealth? And then too, are they ready to pay back if anything happens along the line?
Thank you very much. I just remember the story while he was talking of someone. I'll come to your matter. A young lady, she was a help in the family, right? And she, as a help in that family, she was brought to that family as a young child. Now, one of the cousins of her, the people she's taking care of, took a liking to her. So she met, I think, I'm not sure the age, but I think it was about 14, 15-ish. So she worked there now. She liked the guy liked her. He was just very kind to her. But eventually, they married, and they're still married to today. The point is that you can actually find, in our society, you
can find love there.
You can find love, you can even find help. You can find security at any age. It's the maturity of, okay, I need to leave this position, I need to move to this next phase of my life, and I'm ready. Now, he helped her family because her family was in abject poverty.
Wow.
So the person got her father a job, got her mother a job, got them a house. I mean, he really came in as a helper.
Help me.
Until tomorrow, they're still happily married. So the culture...
Kanunwako married his wife at 18.
Yes. So things are different around here. So we see people coming. Our own knight and shining armor is not a guy in a horse. It's a guy who comes to come and rescue us from poverty. And has rescued our entire generation because now her generation has been rescued. So we see things are definitely different.
Yeah, but
now.
what I'm just trying to say is that for her at 16 and the guy is giving her money, there must be something that she's giving back in return.
How do you know that?
There must be something she's giving
It's not
back
categorical.
in Nigeria here.
You don't know now.
He himself is not as if he's going to marry her.
It's an assumption.
They are having a relationship. It's different. I know of somebody that was 16 that she got married to the guy eventually. It was because her dad wasn't feeling well and they needed money for his hospital bills. He came as her helper. As a helper, and then he wanted to marry her. He said, okay, that if she marries him, he's going to pay the bills.
It's a give and take transaction now. It's not easy being a man in this country. Except stealing money.
But this one,
you don't just give money like that.
But it's love. 27. In my own case,
I'm not give people. Even in the love, something must give. Something gives. It's just that everybody will not put their life out there for you to x-ray. But the close people I know that, okay, we collect. We may not collect anyhow because we are preserving you to be our wife. But you see that collecting, we're collecting. That's the way to show your own commitment too from what I'm giving. But that's beside the point. I wanted to say that, it would be fools to think that our children are not having these emotions and they're not having these feelings. And we must begin to have that conversation with our children. We must be real with our children. There are some conversations I will not have now. But I'm happy, my 15-year-old, we watch some movies together and we talk. And I sort of get her ideas on stuff. And I hear how she says some things. I'm like, okay, this girl's mind is going there. And I don't shut her off. I chip in too. Like, I'm a what's up mommy. I still did it too. But, because it's on their boundaries, you have to wait a certain time. And what I pay attention to for a woman is that your self-esteem, your self-respect, even if you choose to do it, you must do it with the person that you are willing to give your all. So you're not jumping into situations because they are liking you and you're pretty and everybody's saying hey, hey, hey and that, right? It must come from, you must be sure you are ready. Do not let anybody put you under pressure. I was put under pressure at that age. No, if you love me, you must do this. If you love me, you must do that. And a lot of girls find themselves in that situation where they are made, especially when you're dating a mature person who understands what he's doing, and you carry your 16-year-old brain to come and go there. Get into the relationship. They put some things on, right? To show that you love me. I've mentioned here that somebody said I should come and do oaths. I should take blood oaths. Thank God, I don't know what happened. My brain just did wah. In my head, I'm like, what if I don't like you tomorrow? And there was a possibility that I would not like you tomorrow. And that was exactly what happened. And I did not like him tomorrow. Imagine if I was not confident enough to say I'm not going to do a blood oath. Only God knows we are for day to day. So those conversations you must have. And stop pretending to your children that you have not done it. They are not fools. They know. Now, when you pretend to them that you didn't do this, so all of us married as virgins here by the grace of God, and they believe that, they are just looking at you. There are conversations they will have with their friends that they will not have with you.
You cannot
understand. You will not know. You cannot understand. But if you open up at least to a certain age where they can understand that, okay, I went through this. I actually felt this way. I was heartbroken at this point. This and this and this is what that. When they have those issues, they come to you. Now, anything where but I'm not talking for those people that are really poor, they cannot feed. But anything where buy for your pikin, carry and come house. I bet ask them, where you for bring them come.
Let me take this call. Francesca, good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live. Thanks for calling. Hello. Okay, I think we lost that.
So, BC has spoken a lot about parenting, and I feel it's a blessing when you have parents that protected you. it's a huge blessing. It's a blessing when you have parents that will fight for you. It's a blessing when you have parents that would go all out to ensure that nothing happens to you. I know my mom quarreled with her friend when she found out that her friend knew I had a boyfriend, because like, how can you know my daughter has a boyfriend and not tell me? She like, you are not my friend. It was a...
No, but she wasn't your mom.
It was a serious fight. But I know that is a blessing, because some other people don't have that. And since we are on a show to educate, it's important that we let people... When you don't shield and protect your children, you will carry the responsibility. And some children escape. They might get that exposure, they might not get pregnant and all of that. And you might have a child that get the exposure and the first time you just entered Belle Street or something even worse. Maybe they get like the young girl that was butchered in Port Harcourt. It was a case of money. She's a young girl. In her own case, she was dating a young boy, but the boy had money. The boy tried to use her for money rituals, and he was caught. And there are many girls like that that are greed. Greed has led them into losing their lives into money rituals. And it just serves as a platform to remind people, especially when you cannot explain where the money is coming from, or you cannot, if a young person is giving you 1 million, what business is he doing? And is able to afford that kind of money? Then to question what is going on. Don't just say, because this is making my life comfortable at the moment, you just collect and go. Because sometimes when you turn the blind eye, you might become the person that will be blinded at the end of the day. So let's just put that out there as well.
Sure. Thank you. Any comments on social media as we wrap up?
Plenty.
Let's take a few for a wrap up.
So
they're arguing our virginity.
Hey, don't mind them. So someone was
all of you on that table. Yeah. Can you allow your children collect help from a guy without thinking something is fishy?
God forbid.
You should be realistic here.
No, of course. Who
are saying that we're privileged to be raising our children in this? We're saying that certain families where they desperately need that help, and we must also not judge them because of it. So obviously, we're not asking you to put your child out there to come and to a transactional relationship. We don't want that, but we also understand that some people have been lifted out of poverty through those means. So we have to be very careful in how we judge people like that.
But I want children to be stubborn enough to say no to their parents. Question, if your parents are putting you under pressure, I am not, you are the one to be responsible for me.
How many parents?
I'm saying children must become stubborn enough to say it.
In this culture where you're supposed to look down when your parents are talking to you.
That's why we're telling them on the show now. So based on this conversation, they can begin to be able to confront their parents and say, don't expect me to do this.
Our children don't even go out.
So I'm just saying some people, because I know of some families who have been through this kind of phase and it has helped them. I know others have made it worse.
Yeah.
So it depends. That's, I think one of our callers said it, that it depends on
different strokes for different folks.
You never really know which, but our own is to ensure that there's real maturity and children are able to ask questions. And if you don't feel comfortable doing that, absolutely don't be collecting money to give to your parents from a boyfriend. Any other comments on social media?
Yeah, Moses Ade said, marriage is about duty, responsibility, and honor, not love or I feel butterflies. And then Fiona says, some kids get exposed quite early. Just Reading said, when I'm 60, I'll still like to date a 25-year-old young lady because mama don't they retire by then, so that we can live long, make man no die. I think it was just put a laughing face there. So just for
that's a topic on its own. For different day.
Please allow Ramatu to talk. Oh, they say we did not hear Ramatu, but she finally spoke. Now, so.
All right. I think that's all we can take on this. But really, the truth is that we don't. An underage is an underage.
Yep.
We must be responsible for the children we bring to this world, and I think it's only right for us to let children to mature before we start allowing them to date. And in situations where children start wanting to date, let's guide them and let's ensure that we're having the right conversation with them. But in this lady's case, it is totally unethical for a young child to have to date to collect money for their family, so for family's economic status. It's not right, and it's not doesn't speak well of the upbringing of that child. I think that's all we can take on this segment. We'll come back, move on to the next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
I wish to welcome you all to the Global Technology Africa Summit.
Our work encompasses a range of initiatives shaping a brighter future for Africa through the power of technology.
And I love talking about Nigeria's digital environment because you have some of the best laws on the continent.
How can we use technology to enhance productivity? We can change the narrative and get our people to invest more in technology.
We need Africa to help us all together solve the problems that the world is facing. We're doing that, but we can't do it without Nigeria.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jammies. So
My 280 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jammies.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
That's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, you for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, number one, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number one on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah? But do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back? You should start the gym to get fat. Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference? There's a difference.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, it's the empowerment for me.
Sex can make a relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too.
Almost every guy has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the better? You see some spoils.
That woman.
Bam! Bam!
Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey.
Let's get talking.
I'm sure we've been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur. Welcome to our hacker.
Thanks for staying with us. So they say looking good is serious business, but these days looking good can be a dangerous business because many people are going through all sorts to look good. Some are using body enhancement drugs. Some are going under the knife. Others are going to the gym to get busted and beat up just to get the fat away. How do you think we can begin to have a conversation around looking good and yet keeping safe and not having to lose our lives or lose our mind? That's the conversation this morning. You can join us 081-0764-1679, 090-241-63440. You can also tweet us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourViewTVC so we can read your tweet. Many women want to look good. We want to look good at 60. On this table, we are all looking at YK. Like, you know, YK must not, we cannot be 60.
YK is our goal.
It's our goal, our 60-year-old goal, right? You know? And we're thinking, how do we look good? But there's so many options out there. Some are doing some body blasting in the gym where they're punching the fat out of you. I have gone on the, I don't know if you ever did it, but somebody in TVC had introduced me. No, it wasn't TVC.
Skin washing?
No, something that it was me and Uwa then. Introduced me to something in somewhere in Alausa that where they were squeezing my body. They were squeezing out the... Yeah. Unfortunately, I have a metal on my right leg. As they were pushing it, it started moving. I said, hey, this thing is titanium. I can't go to America to go and fix it. Because they were practically using some machine to break the fat. And then what they do is they'll weigh you before and they'll weigh you after. And then you think you've lost weight. But it's actually water you're losing because they have to soak up a lot of sweat from you. But that's what we go through because we just want to look a certain way. Let me come to you ladies. I mean, what have been your experience concerning this?
Beauty, they say, is pain. And beauty is necessary. Yes, if you're beautiful, you walk into a place, well-dressed, looking glam. Before you open your mouth, people are wondering, who is this person? It opens the doors for many people. And so we can never underestimate how far people can go to look a certain way. And even from the time of our forefathers, they had their own methods too. There were herbs that were used for cleansing, for polishing of the body, for makeup and all of that from those days. Now what we see is that technology is advancing. So the methods are now changing because of the world that we are in. It's the 21st century. Different devices are coming. So instead of that wood, there's this machine now they use. They call it M-sculpting. That they put it there and then it's doing on your stomach just to help you and all of that. And some of these things are okay if one, you're consistent, two, you can afford it, three, I've gone to the right place where you've had questions because not everybody's body can take certain things. Like you went now and your metal was nearly shifting. If you had gone to a place where they consulted first and you were able to explain that I have this, I have that, they will know, okay, we cannot use a machine on you because of the metal. They will find different things. So I wouldn't say people shouldn't look beautiful or something is wrong with how you want to take care of yourself, but I would just say do it within the limits of what your body can allow and what your pocket can contain, because it's actually very expensive to do certain things. I'm in the skincare business right now and my products are Nigerian luxury products, right? And for everything that I use for my skincare in a month is over like 100K, for instance. And I'm the one producing it, so I'm buying from myself.
Wholesale price.
Yeah, no, I don't buy wholesale price. I buy the normal price, but I'm patronizing myself. So when I calculate my soap, my skincare, my scrub, my face cream and all of that. See me now flaunting my face on live TV without makeup. It's money.
An investment.
It's an investment. It's money. When I walk into a place and I'm talking to you, you ask me, what are you using and all of that. So it's investment. And it's okay if we're able to do it within the limits of our pocket and what we can take. Now, what I don't like is where people sit down on one corner and judge people who are doing certain things because they cannot afford it. If you can afford it, trust me, with the kind of way you want to look, you will want to do that kind of thing. So allow people to choose and pick what works for them and what they can afford.
When it comes to Ramata, we've had people go under the knife. I mean, I've seen them cutting out fat. I mean, somebody who went under the knife. I was so afraid for her. I mean, thank God it was successful, but I mean, there are a lot of things going on out there.
Yeah, the people that go under the knife, I think to a large extent, they are not patient enough. Because when you go to the gym, it takes a long time before you can achieve a certain type of something. Like me, I really like hips. And they've been telling me squat. I've been squatting since.
And the hips have not come out.
And that's in fact, from one day I'll just look at it. I'll be like, it's coming out. Sometime again I'll look at it.
It has disappeared.
You can add. They can lose some
like me, I'm really patient, and I'm also scared of going for plastic surgery. I'm like, if I go for plastic surgery, what will happen?
If you die.
Exactly. I'm now scared.
You not get to.
So a lot of people that go for this plastic, it's just that they are not really. Some of them are not that patient. If not, they can achieve the kind of body wherever.
Have you achieved this? Have you not been going to gym?
So we're saying
technology is offering you an opportunity to add hips to you.
Please, allow me. I would like to do it.
I've
been begging actually.
So I feel that that there are a few school of thought. Some people are like, na fat, I no keep person. And there's a category of the fact that I want to look good. I want to look as good as I can possibly look, and I'm all for I want to look as good as I can possibly look. Number one. Number two is the fact that as women get older, and I think as human beings get older, we lose body mass, we lose muscle mass as well. So it's important that, and you add weight easier because metabolism slows down with age. So if you are not doing something intentionally, the likelihood of you becoming more big or getting fatter is very high. So bearing that in mind, I am all for do what I can to ensure I am
looking good.
I'm always drinking one agbo or the other. I try to work out as much as possible. However, I strongly believe that science and technology has been given to us as a gift to help us advance our lives. So people have struggled. Oprah struggled with weight for a long time, and until she discovered Ozempic, and Ozempic has saved and given her.
Plenty people.
It has helped loads of people to achieve weight loss. I know one lady on Instagram, Comfort. She put it openly that she even did gastric bypass, and even though she lost, she didn't lose as much as she has lost on Ozempic. And the thing is, what's this other lady? This real worry Pekin too had to do gastric bypass, and
she looks amazing.
Looks amazing. So, and for her, she came out to explain that she was having early onset of arthritis. She was having joint pain. She was having palpitation. She was feeling depressed, and she's a comedian. Is it when she kills herself, you now relax? So if you get to a place where when you are fat, obesity comes with a lot of sicknesses.
Yes, it does.
Once you sent a video into the group, and I was saying thank you. Once you are fat, the likelihood of diabetes is in the family already. Hypertension is already there. So if you can do what you can to maintain your weight, then please go ahead. Auntie Annie is our role model on the show concerning our health and our outlook. And she did not do any surgery or anything. She goes at it like ridiculous amounts of exercise on a daily basis. If you can do that, but if there's a shortcut, do the shortcut and
I know a lady.
What you know, Nima here is revolting. She said, Moraya, drop the address of that place for Alausa Shata. We no say I want to lose weight without exercising. And they keep the secret. Nima, I've told you are not in this WhatsApp group. Nobody about people that want to lose weight. Don't mention your name. Thank you.
I have Obi. Thanks for Obi for calling you live.
Hi, Moraya. Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, ladies. I want to make contribution as regards. Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly. Go ahead, please.
Okay, I want to make contributions as regards what we are discussing now and the previous topic. Well, for me, looking good is good, but if it's coming from a place of insecurity, that is where I have a problem. If you look at it, most of the guys that actually go under the knife, I feel it's based on insecurity. Why do I need to fix a bum or, do a breast or something? To me, it doesn't make sense. So if you have to go to the gym, yes, that's perfect because you want to look clean, especially for women. Once you get married, there are tendencies that you are going to, grow
some
fast.
things will come out. Yes.
But if you look at where you're coming from, you can go to the gym, take other drugs that can make you reduce and watch your diet. But when you have to start doing Botox enlargement, breast enlargement and all those things.
Obi, make I ask you something. Is it Obi or Obi? I want to ask you a question. Obi, okay.
You can go ahead.
Okay, so you mentioned insecurity, and that's, sometimes the argument we use to say people that do this have a form of insecurity. But if you are doing a particular job where you have to look a certain way, and it's not for you to add some parts of the body, or you just want to take out some things because your body has matured to a stage where some things are adding up. Is that still insecurity?
For instance, let me give you an instance. Like what Tokwe just said about real worry Pekin.
Yeah.
If it has to impact on your health, yes, you can go ahead.
Okay. That one is not insecurity.
For you, that's not insecurity if it has to do with health.
Okay. If it has to do with your work, that's the question.
If it has to do with my work, right?
Yeah.
Now, what kind of work would say I should go and increase my bum?
No, I didn't say increasing. I said taking out tummy fat.
No,
wait. Leave that work first. Leave that work first.
I need to redirect this conversation.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can go to the gym. All I need to do is be patient, right?
Okay.
All right.
So if you go to the gym, you don't have insecurity. But if you use technology, hold on.
The gym is an exercise. You can do exercise.
Yes, and that doesn't tell insecurity. Wait now.
Adding silicone and doing all those.
Okay, let me
understand where I'm going to.
I understand where you're going to.
If you go to the gym to exercise your tummy away, it's not insecurity. But if you go under the knife to do the same thing, probably for whatever reason you don't have the time to take out, it is insecurity.
So let's even face. I'm letting Obi. Thank you very much, Obi. I'm sorry.
Obi.
Our directors kept you on longer than I expected. I wanted to talk about what he said about insecurity. Let's even face the issue of insecurity.
Okay.
I'm insecure. And why must I be judged for being insecure? My husband, for example, has 2 girlfriends outside who have big boobs and whatever it is. And I feel that I can go under the knife to look a certain way because I want to be attracted to my husband. It's my choice. I'm insecure about my body. So I want to have bigger chest. I want bigger hips. I want bigger because I want to feel attractive to my spouse who I feel has abandoned me. Why would I be judged?
Who have you offended now?
So I am insecure and I'm facing my insecurity and I'm going under the knife. Is that a problem?
So I think that it is a problem because you would realize that if a man is not interested in you, there's nothing you will do that will make him get interested in you. And you might end up doing that surgery and it still does not bring you
for
the
the man.
interest. So that for me is the thing. I think working on insecurity from the place of every human being has something they're insecure about.
Sure.
So if it is something you can work on to develop that level of confidence to say, okay, this is me. This is the way I am. If you don't like it, you don't like it.
What if you're doing it for
myself enough?
Yeah. So what if you're doing it for yourself?
No, I'm going somewhere.
Okay.
The career part, there is evidence day to back up the fact that women that arrange their body in the entertainment industry blow. They get more scripts.
Yeah.
They get more followers on social media. It works.
Yes.
So let's not delude ourselves to saying that it is wrong for them to go and do surgery because it works. We've seen celebrities close to home that she was struggling as she arranged her body like this. Career pickup. Before endorsements came in. So if we are now claiming, it's like when we're talking about bleaching and saying, oh, don't bleach. But we also know that the men would look at a lighter skin first. They will admire the black skin, but they are
glass skin. Going back to what I was saying, because whether we like it or not, insecurities are there.
Yes.
And what I wanted to highlight, there are women who feel, oh, I am dark-skinned. My husband liked yellow girls for whatever reason. Now, it's the wrong reason. I'm here saying that it is wrong for you to be insecure to go on that night because
somebody
of that.
else.
But it is the reality.
Yeah.
A woman feels, for me to get my confidence back, for me to get just to pepper my husband a bit, I'm going to do this thing. And he brought my group back. Now, if he comes back, I might not take him back. But I feel the need to look a certain way to get even the attention of other people. So the point is that whatever your reason is, society shouldn't judge you. Is it valid to you?
Yeah.
As long as it's valid to you as a person.
That's it.
It's your body now.
It's your body.
It's not me.
So I know there are other people that. Sorry, Ramat, you want to say something?
No.
Okay. I know there are people who they are not doing it for anybody. They are doing it for how they feel when they look at the mirror. We don't address that. We always feel that the way God has kept you, keep yourself like that. If the way God has kept you, you kept yourself like that, you won't need to do exercises. Some people are constantly in the gym, working their body because they want a certain fit. Now you have money to do it faster than them. You are judged for doing it, and you're not judging the person exercising. So that's the point. Hold on. We are all getting to the same thing. I choose to take road A and you choose road B, but the end goal is the same. There are people who entered the gym because they were insecure about their bodies. We don't judge them because it's the gym, it's exercise, and it seems healthy.
There's a procedure I've been looking to do for many years. I haven't had the confidence, to do it. But I've been studying those who did it in the past. Because I remember there's a particular lady who I saw when I was younger, and I was trying to follow how she's in her 70s. And I'm thinking, okay, she did this procedure then, let me see how did she survive? How is she managed? Because I was thinking, okay, if I do this thing at 70, how would I be looking? So the point is that some people take them years to make a decision, but whenever a woman makes a decision to either whatever for her body. We should respect. That's what I want. That's really
That's
core
what we're going to,
of what I want
yeah.
this conversation to be about. Respecting people's choices because they are adults and they have made a choice. Now,
choices and their
if their
consequences,
choice becomes detrimental to their health,
It's their consequence,
It's a consequence they would have to face.
Yes. So I am.
They would have looked at all that option before
Some people
even going
don't.
for those.
Some people don't. Some people don't.
How will you go and spend millions if you have not looked at
I'm telling you,
options?
some people don't.
Yeah.
They are so caught up in how I will look that they are not taking enough research on the side effects it will have on them. When you start this journey, there's a constant maintenance. It's like you buy a new car, you have to be maintaining that journey as well.
Go ready for the journey.
You must be ready for it in the long haul.
Yeah.
And there are different grades to it. I've known people that they do breast reduction because it is just so big that it's giving them back pain and all of that. Those are health issue related.
Yeah.
There are people that will tell you
That's
that.
one reason.
Yes, it's no, but it's for health there you can understand.
I may still want to add because now see my chest is looking flat on live television this morning because I did not wear proper this thing because I wanted to wear style today.
Yes.
I may choose tomorrow, wake up and say, okay, I want to always look this way like Mariah, and I like it.
Many people that go to the gym might also be going
Why they
for
not straight?
fitness and many people going to the gym might be going just because they also need to get strong, physically strong. So I feel that it is this thing. If you're going to make any decision, do your research very well.
Yes,
be ready to own
the consequences
and the fallout.
And if you log out from there, hey,
it's on your own.
You don't log out.
But I was so impressed that Oprah decided that regardless of the fact that they had made her a signpost of body positive, love yourself regardless, she took her health into her hands and made a decision. Yeah. Similarly with Adele. Adele too did what she needed to do to lose weight. And what Mariah was pushing for, which is if people have made a choice in their life, accept them the way they are. It does not matter whether you agree or not. There's someone that is like 16 like me, and she went to do gastric bypass. I was so surprised, no fat.
But she wants 10.
She's right now like 6.
That's all.
That's what she wanted.
I want 12.
She's like home broom.
I
didn't understand
12. I want to be 12.
I want to be 12.
Before she used to have like model. Now she does not have any shape again. So for me, I didn't understand why she went through.
I can't see anybody talking at the same time.
For me, I didn't understand why she went through the surgery. But she understood
where she was going to.
She knew what she wanted to achieve, and she was willing to make the sacrifice. And I've accepted it. So similarly, we accept ourselves the way we are.
So I know somebody also who, in fact, she was so excited, and in fact, it was her testimony. I'm used to go and do mine because she's like, Mariah, you have to do this thing, and it was so successful. And I've seen this.
She did it abroad or here?
In the US,
Okay.
and she looks amazing. You know,
there are hospitals here that
it's, of course, there are hospitals here.
The one I want to do, technology has not come here.
Technology is now.
So instead of just doing that old school lipo, they now have a laser one. Then they have air. I've been studying these things, so they have air sculpt. So they are not cutting you. They are using they
suck it out.
Yeah, to suck it out. It has not come here, and it's very expensive. So I
don't want my tummy. I want.
It's not a tummy. Not adding anything.
I want to be small. I want to be C. I want to be a C cup. I want to be a C cup. I want to be very. I want to remove everything.
Whenever we discuss this thing, we realize that a lot
of us want many.
We want it.
Look how Moabu do.
I want to be yes.
Oh my goodness. Self-respect for yourself.
I want to. I'm tired of this.
Go to the mirror.
This double D I beg. I want to be a C cup. Just sound
more, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you just be getting old and everything is still putting the fillers everywhere.
Very nice.
We want to be. See YK.
Look good.
YK power.
See Shafi Bello.
Very good. Yes, look at Shafi Bello.
Like, yeah, in the entertainment industry, they have to look that way.
Okay, so but look at Attention. Look at Attention. She's like that. She's workout.
No, yes, but can you live in the gym the way she lives in the gym?
Just clock
everybody get their hustle.
Like, kilo day. How can you be hot like that?
We have to wrap up. Any comments on social media on this matter?
Everybody going on like
we're so personally involved with the topic. It's interesting. You know, this conversation we're having is interesting because a few years ago, we wouldn't have it like this.
Yes.
A few years ago, because I remember there was a time a lady came on our show many years ago, and we had no idea, how can you, what can nonsense, we can never,
yes, I was not here then.
We were all like,
I wasn't thinking like this.
We were not, because when we're not aware, our minds were not that aware to accept those kind of changes. So it's just interesting that few years after now, we've seen the prevalence of this in our society, and we're like, okay, we are seeing it in a different light. Because I would never have, although I'd always admired it in somebody else, but I never knew that to get to the point where I'm considering it. And so that I feel that, okay, yes, I'm middle-aged, I have had my 4 kids, my body's changing.
You're more empowered.
I'm more empowered, I have more information. I'm like, why not?
Yeah, why
you know?
not?
Why not?
I think that time when he came, we're more or less more scared because of what happened to the very first person that tried it.
Yeah, the few people.
Obasanjo's wife.
Yes, Stella Obasanjo.
Yes, Stella Obasanjo. And she went to a different country. They have experts in Nigeria now.
She was really old when she did hers.
Yes, she.
You know, the way your body recuperates when you're older is different from when you're.
Just do full body.
Of course, they do that. That's why if you go to the right place, they do all of it. They check your BP, they check everything to be sure you can.
Those that are looking for cheap one that you go to cheap place.
So me, aside from I have because of my accident, I have a lot of scars. You know, so I also want to do that grafting to cover up the scars. You know, because I can't wear shorts. I really don't wear shorts.
The way you want to.
The way I want to wear shorts because I really want those things covered up. So plenty things. I am. I have been proud of my scars for years.
Yes, you don't tire today.
I don't tire.
It's okay. I can afford to
I wrote about my scars in my book. Every day I see it. I'm proud of it. But I don't reach where it's time for the scars to go. I want to now look a certain time. Make the scar.
And it's okay.
It's okay. Final note. You see, sometimes the men will say, no, don't change. Don't change.
It's a lie.
I was like, don't lose weight. As I was telling, they said, okay. It's the dress.
Well, you know, were you not here when my husband was saying that I like your natural hair? Oh, you look so beautiful. Natural, that foolish natural hair I was carrying on. He was encouraging me.
Cut off your hair.
One day, but when I say foolish, I mean that I don't have nice natural. You have lovely hair. Let me correct because there was.
Yes, I have a long forehead too.
I have horrible natural hair because for my family, they don't have good hair. Anyways, my husband will be watching Kim Kardashian. She's fine. Oh, see that boy Kim K. I'm avoiding this boy. Every day I tell him to keep natural hair. Yes, that's the first time I go and buy a wig. Many years ago, I was going to buy my wig. This man will not kill me in this house. So some people might say it's insecurity. It's not. I'll just say, hey, let me just wear something.
And even if we wear our insecurity like that,
exactly.
Proudly.
That's all we can take on today's show. As time gone, let me see. Oh, time has gone.
Time has gone.
That is all we can take on today's show. Hope you learned a few things as we have. If you want to go under the knife, please pray about it.
Mommy Gio.
Pray and sure for God's leading. Don't say.
Not leading to the wrong doctor.
Sure. Holy Spirit tells you. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.